No problem for me.
Let's go. I like that. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Jane Bernard, and if you're just tuning onto this channel today, you're very much welcome. I am a YouTuber, I'm a podcast, and I'm an expat here in China. I bring about a lot of amazing people to my podcast to talk about sometimes their life experience and a lot of things to learn from. So today I've got an amazing person. I would definitely give him the chance to introduce himself shortly. But before that, I want you to turn on your notification button and also subscribe. Click on the subscription button as well. Alright, so let's dive into the video. Good afternoon, Mr. Pedro.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Could you please know you?
Well, my name is Pedro Chimal. I am a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor. Also, I'm living here in Jinan, China. And this is my second round of living in China.
Wow.
I lived here before in 2008 and 2009, it's 2 years. And I'm here and to talk about my sport and how the sport gave me the opportunity to travel around the world, so many countries, included China, where I was very happy in the past and maybe happy now.
Do you feel happier then or happier now?
Well, before they were like 2 years, right?
Wow.
And now it's my first month back in China. So it's hard to compare if I was more happy there or happy now, but always I try to keep the optimism, and I believe that this time will be as happy as the other one, or even more happy, you know?
I hope so. I really hope so. And we all in Jinan is going to make it happier for you. I promise that. Alright, you guys. So today I would really want you guys to listen up. Even me, I want to learn from today's podcast as usual. And also, I feel like the sports Mr. Pedro is going to discuss with us about is a very big thing that me personally didn't know about, but I'm going to learn a lot today, and hopefully you all like it. So, Mr. Pedro, maybe we could discuss a bit about how we met, so we can also give people the enlightenment.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
You know.
Well, it was like that. I was looking for opportunity to come to China, as I said. I have such a good time here before, living here before in the past, like I think 14 years ago or more or less, or 15, not sure, 2008, 2009. And a friend of mine introduced me one of the gym owner here in the city.
Oh, that's Mr. Ben.
And we start talking, and then you close the deal. You know, okay, he decided, I'll bring you over, come to teach here, and then the process, since you close the deal until I take the plane, take a little while regarding the documentation, work visa, this stuff, work permission, all these things related. And during this time that I know that are coming, I was searching about, you know,
Jinan.
South Jinan, how's the life here, and it was hard. At least in a Western, browser, I don't have much things, like for example, and then it was hard to find things about Jinan,
Oh, wow.
Not very easy. And but one thing that I found was like a Jane podcast in a YouTube, I think, or was one of these stuff that I found. I don't know which media one. And then I started search about her, with the other podcasts or the other things, and then I found the WeChat contact, and then I started getting in touch with you. It was like that, right?
I think we first met on Instagram. Maybe you got my podcast. Exactly. Yes. So you guys, Mr. Pedro texted me on Instagram, and at first I was scared because social media, a lot of people just text you. They'd be like, oh, invest in this, invest in that. So when he told me he was gonna come to Jinan like very soon, I was like, okay. So he started sending me a lot of pictures. That was when I started believing him. And he was like, can you tell me more about Jinan? And then we started talking. So I think I added him on WeChat when he came to China because I was scared to add him on WeChat because I don't know if he's saying the truth or not. So when I saw him in a group here in Jinan, like Jinan group, I was like, "Oh my God, you are welcome to Jinan." But yeah, I was happy I could help a little on Instagram, but maybe not add you on WeChat.
I understand you. I understand you totally. When you say something like that, I feel totally understand. I have a daughter too, and the internet is like a wild west. So I understand the guy started sending message that this and that. I understand you totally. And I don't feel any moment that you didn't care about what I'm asking. I understand you not be so open, and then later I understand everything.
Okay.
And I'm glad here that finally I met in person, huh?
Yes, you guys, this is our first time meeting, by the way. And I've learned, even before this podcast, I've learned a lot from him. And I hope I really helped because I remember talking about some stuff about Jinan on Instagram, but I didn't say so much because I didn't just want to put all the informations out there and what if it's not true? So yeah, but if you have any question, now you're here, you can always ask me.
Yeah, for sure I will.
Okay, so that is for I and Mr. Pedro, and let's just go into today's podcast. Why did you choose China? Why did you choose to come back? Why not Dubai? Why not America?
Well, because I have been in this place a lot already. Not a lot already, right? I lived in United States and I live in United Arab Emirates, not Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, but almost same because I drive 1 hour. I go in Dubai, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Al Ain, everything. Got triangle. They are triangle. The three biggest cities in United Arab Emirates.
Wow.
Abu Dhabi, Al Ain, and Dubai. Abu Dhabi and Al Ain, they are inside Emirates. Abu Dhabi Emirate.
Okay.
And Dubai is a Dubai Emirate. They have many Emirates, the country. And just more or less 1 hour and 20 minutes the distance between three of them.
Are you serious? Is that close?
Yeah, that close.
Wow. Okay.
Distance not that so close because the highways they are perfect in I don't know 5 lanes or something. So people go like 160, 150.
And no problem.
So the trip is quickly, but maybe the distance maybe not so close.
Okay.
1 hour and a half, 160 per hour is like
that's like
longer.
60 miles.
So I haven't been there. I have living now in Thailand in 3 different cities, like Bangkok and Ubon Ratchathani and Chiang Mai.
Wow.
And I live in another countries too. So but the time that in China that I have here, I have such a good time here teaching jiu-jitsu in China, and one thing that is very proud of and give me a lot of pleasure, and I feel very honored that I teach one of the first generation of mixed martial artists in China.
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had lucky to be hired for a company that kind of I think a visionary guy called NDP.
Oh, NDP.
He get like an investor from Abu Dhabi. Pretty much the Abu Dhabi royal family invest money for him popularize the mixed martial arts sport in China. That time. Wow. It was 2008. So he was the first organization in China. I don't know the Chinese name, but the Western name is called Art of War.
Act of War.
Yeah, it's like a show, similar like nowadays. In that time, I also have the UFC.
Oh, UFC. Yeah. Okay.
We are talking about like a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that I will refer now so on as a BJJ. And mixed martial art that I will refer now as a MMA.
MMA. Okay.
So BJJ and MMA, they are not same thing. They have a lot of similarities, intersections, but they're not same thing, as
Wow.
I mentioned before. And I'm not really a MMA coach. I am a BJJ coach. And that time, I came here to teach BJJ to these fighters.
First generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, those fighters, they came from a Chinese martial art background that they are very good martial art called Sanda or Sanshou. It's kind of it's a Chinese kickboxing. They're very good players. So and then I have a chance to teach some of these guys that they know how to fight boxing in kickboxing already, the Chinese kickboxing, how to fight on the ground. That after they get a clinch and they fall on the ground is where Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu starts.
Wow.
When they struggle on the ground, grapple on the ground, And then I teach this part for these guys. They take the background that they have already very high with BJJ skills, and they become a very good mixed martial artists.
Wow.
MMA fighters, right? Good MMA fighters. And unfortunately, I left China. It was not my desire to leave China, but the contract finished. We getting some, didn't renew the contract for some reasons. So I left China. And those fighters that I thought that they become very popular fighters in China.
Oh my God.
Recently we had an event here in Jinan. They came, we hang out after many years.
After so many years.
And they get famous as people on a restaurant recognize. They want to take pictures of them, and then this is and all of them they have a lot of prosperity, material prosperity during this time that I left until nowadays. And the skills that they learn from me, they use in their career. So I feel like a very good seeing them.
So proud.
They used to be athletes, athletes with a little money, and now they are. Most of them become like a businessman. They have their own gyms, their own things. It was in these 14, 15 years that their life getting better a lot, and I feel
proud.
Yeah, I feel proud to be part of it.
Sure.
They're not well because me.
Yes.
But I know the skills that they learn from me help them, and and the way that they treat me now, I feel like it's hard to describe. I feel even emotional when I think about it, because they treat me so well. Treat me like I treat I don't know, a grandpa or some old uncle or something.
I feel like it's okay to treat you that way, because if I see my teachers in 10 years later, I will be very grateful for them. So it's very normal, and you should be proud of yourself as well. All right, so BJJ, MMA, and UFC being the father. It's more like this is a UFC, and BJJ and MMA are their sons.
Yeah, it's kind of, I always explain the story. I'll tell the story. It's a good history, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Because some people that even into the sport, they don't know, because this happened so long ago.
Before you tell us that, can you tell us why you chose this for yourself? And are you okay to talk about your age?
I can say that.
Yes, and then you can.
Was like that. When I was a teenager, for me, I came to a family that my father, he was like a poor person, so many brothers and sisters, and most of his brothers and sisters, they changed life. They went from not the poverty that don't have what to eat, but very simple life for kind of a middle class, maybe high middle class in my country, by studying. So all of them studying a lot, they study, they invest in education themselves and study, and then they have this changing like a social status by studying and getting jobs and nice jobs, and then study like that. But I myself, as a teenager, I was very blocked for study. I maybe I have some nowadays have these names that people have HDAD. I said I don't know this function of depth of attention. They have some names.
Oh, there's
maybe I had
medical
this.
name. Oh, okay.
Maybe I had. I don't know because at that time I don't have any diagnosis, but maybe I have this because for me it was very hard to study. I hate it.
Cool.
If you put me to work, do something like whatever, any activity related to work, I could do work, no problem. I was not a lazy person or
not hardworking.
Yeah, just looking for troubles,
I get it.
Not this type of person. But I was rejecting a lot of study. Study things that I don't understand. That I don't understand why I'm doing that, like a chemistry, these things. For me, it was like a torture, and I kind of have a very hard time to do that.
To study.
On the other hand, I have a passion already since when I was 8 years old. That is a sport that I was introduced by my father. By the way, he gave me. He was not a sport person, but he gave me my first surfboard, and the surfing. I love it. I could surf from first hour in the morning to the last hour of the night, and without eat, without nothing, in the cold, whatever. It's something that I love it. And then I have this stuff. I have a rejection for study and love for the surfing. And I surfing. My time, my innocent mind, I said, I will be a professional surfer. I have this plan, this is my plan A, have a plan B, and then it was like that age that a lot of pressure for the family, for study, and then not studying, and then this and that, and not doing well in school, and conflict, I'm not doing because I'm doing troubles or be part of some gang or do drugs, nothing like that, just because of rejection for the study. Then, in the meantime, I was trying to be a professional surfer. I'm competing, but I'm not really well talented for that. I love the sport, but the sports in Brazil, the wave is not so big. There are small waves. So who is light, small, light, skinny, flexible, have a better performance.
Than you.
I was heavy since I was like 12, 13 years old. It's heavy with hair on a chest, and very, very strong, very heavy. And I tried hard, and I didn't get, to the spotlight on a sport. And then it was a moment that what I'm going to do in life. Study will be impossible for me. And then some of my friends say, you should go to jiu-jitsu. Abroad, internationally, they call Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the abbreviation is BJJ. But in Brazil, people just call Jiu-Jitsu, So why you don't train Jiu-Jitsu, have a good body for Jiu-Jitsu, have a thing?
Big body.
I listen many times this, but I don't care about Jiu-Jitsu. I just like a surfing. And then one day, what I was like a kind of, in the moment that, what am I going to do? Like this kind of moment. I said, well, check it out, this jiu-jitsu. Let's go. Let's see how is it. And then I went to this jiu-jitsu gym. Then I fell in love with the sport right away. Pow! It was like I want to see someone fall in love with the first sight. And when I arrived in the gym, the teacher, the other guys with more experience, they know me. And what people say, you have a body type for jiu-jitsu. These people, my friends say to me, they also recognize this. And I was very young. So all of them pumped me, you are so good, you'll be a champion, you'll be a champion. I want to start listening to this stuff. You'll be a champion. You talk about it, get even
goosebumps.
You'll be a champion. You're so young, so strong. You'll be a champion. I will start to listen to this. And think, yeah, I want to be a champion.
those are good friends.
Yeah,
those are good friends.
They're not my friend. At that time, they were not my friend. It was the
Oh.
couch for the gym.
They just wow.
Yeah, a warming, you know, a very welcome warning.
That's
warming.
nice. That's
and I'm
so
very,
nice.
now, I mean, after that, we became a friend. Now, very old friends. I'm very grateful for them. All the time they mention it. If it was not that the warming welcome, maybe I'll not really go this direction, you know.
Oh,
and then
that's cool.
and then I started like a training, like a when the gym opened, I was there. I get out only when the gym closed. So I training on the morning and evening, morning, every day, morning. And then like what happened is like in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu they have like a 4 belts. Right? White, blue, purple. No, 5.
5.
You start in a white belt. The adults, you know, like old teenagers and adults is like that. Young people have other belts to motivate the children.
Oh.
So, white, blue, purple, brown, and black belt. It's 4 levels. You know?
Black is the highest.
Black is the highest. You are teaching or competing in a high level or teaching in black. So this stage here, that the white to purple, take like nowadays take maybe a year or
a year,
even more. You know,
wow.
Some people have more. People have 2 years and they're not getting this belt. I get this thing in 1 month. I was to white to blue in 1 month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it not hard then, or you were just so good?
No, because I was like training so much. Because I trained systematically.
Wow.
This whole month, morning, evening, without stop. And I am my teachers teasing me, say that I'm a kind of a leech. I was a leech because I was asking. What about this? What about that? What is this? Tell me. I was like asking, you know. I was like the demand was so high because you know, like from the personally point of view, these I'm talking is funny that you are gonna be a sufferer, but it's the truth, and it's like it's suffering when you have one direction and you know that you not get. You know, I was lost, and then soon, boom, I found it. You know. So I was saying yes, it was studying and different. The surfing need like the waves, not waves, good waves every day.
Yes.
Some days good waves, next day bad waves, next day no waves.
Wow.
Next day the waves too big, you don't have the courage to go to waves so big.
Wow.
So it depends of the condition of the waves. But Jiu-Jitsu, comparing from this point of view, surfing Jiu-Jitsu is easy. Because the mat is open every day.
Oh, really?
Morning,
okay.
in that where I was training there, was morning and evening. And I come in morning, evening.
Wow.
First arrive, last leave. First arrive, last leave. You know? So I get this level in 1 month. And people say that, I think that's like it's a lie or it's like you get this level, but you are not really that level, you know? And then I say no, because I get this level and I get a competition and I won.
Wow.
I do this
in 1 month.
In 1 month and I won the competition. Okay. I even have the certificate there.
Aww.
A competition sponsored by McDonald's, by the way.
Wow.
You know, the McDonald's certificate.
Wow.
So I have the proof for them seeing, you know. And if I compete, I get promoted and I won the competition. And it was the first thing that I won my whole life.
Aww.
You know, I did it. Even this little lottery in a church or something, never win nothing. This was the first time.
How old were you then?
I was like I don't remember, 16, I think.
Oh, just 16. After school, or you just quitted school? You said
at that time I was kind of quitting the school, you know.
Oh, that's good.
It's like I was like a dropout, high school dropout.
High school dropout.
In that time. Then the life's going on. I have more story to tell.
Wait, sorry. Let me check the video. This is getting interesting. Okay, video room. Okay, 25 minutes already. Oh my god. Okay.
So and then they won this competition, right? And then it was like can't say bad words in the podcast.
No.
Better not, right? I say, damn, I found my thing, you know.
Aww.
And then I was like training more, and then I started winning competition. Boom, winning competition over competition.
You were in your blue belt then?
Yeah, the blue belt, then passed for this purple belt, you know.
Wow.
And then winning competition, and then I was on at that time for that. I told that in that time the sport is basically a Rio de Janeiro sport where I used to live, my town. You know? They are not really popular around the world, and they're not really popular in the rest of Brazil. It's only Rio. Here, another city is one and another gym. And I was winning. And then when I wanted, with the best of my moment, you know, I even changed some gym to have more strong training partners. You know, I start training with some teacher that is himself a student for a big teacher who very famous in jiu-jitsu, they call Carson. So and then I train with him for a while, and then I start training with his teacher, you know. A teacher of my teacher, training with that because more people, more training partners. And then at that time, beginning of the 90s, this gym was they call dream team, you know, this dream team for basketball in the United States. Dream team. This was a dream team of jiu-jitsu. You know, I will be part of this dream team. You know, I was one of champion for this dream.
In Brazil.
Is the Carson Gracie dream team. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and then when I was like that, drop out from the highway, found myself, you know, for this. Thing about get out from the drop out in high school is something that a lot of conflict generate conflict a lot with my father. So I left home because of this conflict, and I said, okay, go to my athlete career. So I left home. I was left living more with my family.
Aww.
And I was like 18, I think, in that moment. And then I had a motorbike accident.
Oh my God.
Badly. So I almost lost my leg, the bone of my leg, the tibia, get like that.
Oh no.
And then it was like a big nightmare in my life that time.
Oh no.
You know, like I don't like even talk about it. I will even pass a little faster, okay? Because it's kind of very
don't
down subject for me. But to make a long story short, I was these metals from get out from the outside, you know, long time like a Frankenstein leg and crutches and crutches for forever, you know. And to make a long story short, to pass this part of the story that's very painful for me. Remember this. I suffered an accident one day. After that I make surgery to wear this stuff inside my leg so long, this antenna things and crutch so long, and then take it off this stuff, crutch a little bit more, and then I take it off crutch, but I'm limping. I not stop to limping, and then 2 years after the accident, 2 years after the accident, I had to do another surgery. I take bones from the hip, piece of bone from the hip, to put down in a tibia, in a leg, and then put another metal, but this time inside the leg, and 10 screws inside the leg. 10
screws?
Yeah, inside. This time inside, not outside, you know?
Okay.
And then this, as an athlete, kind of ruined my athlete career.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So, as an athlete, the guys that we like a shoulder to shoulder competing together, they become like a
bigger.
Like the Cristiano Ronaldo of Jiu-Jitsu, you know? To guys that put the Hall of the Fame of, you know, not only Jiu-Jitsu, but Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. You know, probably would be the direction if I not really have the accident. So for me, it was very hard to surpass this trauma. And physically, and also emotionally, and also is like and get the life on the track again, what they're going to do, and you know, get lost again, because before I tried something, I couldn't because I don't have talent.
That's
Then I
sad.
found myself big time and have a big talent, and was like a winning, like a
Process.
winning medals like that, medal, you know. And then this accident that ruined my thing when I was 18 years old. You know, it was a new year of 91 to 92. You know.
Wow.
And then, to make a long story short, and then this time I have to adjust here, adjust there, do different things. But I never let jiu-jitsu from my life. All the time around jiu-jitsu, teaching. You know, I'm not really in the top of the world competing as a champion anymore. But I was like a teaching, you know, helping others develop things, you know, all the time
story.
teaching. So I kind of sad this part, but then not so sad, because the end it kind of somehow like even things that go hard some moment is to open up another things, you know.
That's true.
Some door closed to open another ones.
Another ones.
So for the point of view of fame inside the sport, was a big hit. I never achieved my potential that I could achieve as my teammates did, you know. And I am the same level than them. I'm supposed to be the same level of you know, between
the
both
great
Hall of
connections.
Fame. Yeah, but you know, it's something that I surpassed already, but it was hard to surpass. But then all the time, and then doing, and then like get the black belt for me also was very hard, because what happened with me, I was not a black belt.
Oh, you have to be a black belt to be a coach?
No, you don't have to. But it's better if you be. But you don't have to, because I was being a coach before being a black belt. I'm teaching some people when I was like a brown belt. You know, I was teaching already. I have a lot of students, make good students, make champions too. You know, I'm teaching stuff. But it's something that it takes so long. Like when I probably when I get an accident, I was 18 years old.
Okay.
Maybe it was for sure 21. I will be a black belt. Maybe even before 20 or something. And then I was like dealing with this surgery, so many surgeries, and time in between surgery that you have to do other things, just teaching jiu-jitsu, not really training, not really, you know. And then when I was like 30, I get an accident was 18. When I was like was 30, I did my last surgery. That's take all these screws away. Then I take my last surgery. When I did my last surgery,
oh my gosh, I don't like surgeries.
I did my leg was good. When I get out of the hospital, I can feel that now finish. Now, you know. And then it was like 15 days was a crutch. Boom, I was good to do anything. To fight, to training, but I was like a little overweight that moment.
Oh, because you were doing so much.
Yeah, because I kind of follow other things and not really make much exercise. And then I start training. Training. 1 year training very well. Then I lose weight, get in very good shape. I was sharp. And when I was 31, I got my black belt.
Wow.
You know, finally. And then I would say, wow, it was like a dream came true, you know. Because it's hard to get. Nowadays, the gyms start getting more commercial, become a little easier to get a black belt. But my time, get a black belt is a hard thing to get.
Yeah.
And a lot of people stop in a way, you know, because they have a girlfriend, because they get a job, they stop to train, and they didn't get the black belt. And I get mine, even if it was a half leg.
But I feel like it's amazing that with all you've gone, because you say you had an accident when you were 18, and then like 12 years later, 1831, like 13 years later. 13 years later, you went to remove the stitches, right? You said you had accidents in 18 years, right? And then you went to...
It was like a forced surgery on an accident to to install this antenna. And then later, a long time later, to take it off the antenna.
Wow.
And then and then I was limping. The leg not good for do this type of sport. If I was like a musician or something, not really a big deal. But for jiu-jitsu, not good.
It's not good. Yes.
And then you when you complete 2 years after the accident, you do this transplant of bone from the hip to the leg. 2 years after that, and then after this surgery, I kind of I not to give up, but I take it easy in my plans. So and the leg was kind of okay, as not for training hard and compete, but okay for the normal life is okay. I'm not limping, it was kind of okay, But and then later, I see that I have a cycle that I have to finish in my life. If you let this cycle open, you not really make me, it's one of the big dream that I not conquer. You understand?
Yes.
So and then I decided do it. And then do the last surgery, I take it off this thing, and then finally my leg was good.
But you still felt pains, right?
No, take a surgery, finish the surgery, take it off the stitches, and open the pain gone. The pain, no sensibility, because all this time that I'm talking about is very sensitive. If I jump from the top of the table to the ground, I feel like a stranger, I feel like a kind of, I save the bad leg because of having insecurity, kind of a shock or something that you feel because of the screws, I don't know. But after the last surgery, not. And then I conclude, and I'm glad that I did, because after that, my life started you cannot make the time come back, but then you go to the direction that you want. Right?
Nevertheless.
Yeah, and then what happened is after that, right away I get my black belt, and it was another dream that
achieve.
That this one dream, another dream that I had. Is another one. Is I speak English. When I get my black belt, I have zero English. Zero.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Zero English, and then I say, okay, now I go live abroad to learn English. And then I get my black belt, and then go to live in the United States, and then I can start to learn English, and then I started traveling here and there, learning here, and then after the United States came opportunity in Thailand, also that people speaking English.
You went to the US before Thailand?
Yeah, West before Thailand.
Wow.
I live in West half a year. No, I live West twice, half year and half year, and then Thailand, and then Thailand have opportunity to go to Taipei, and then Taipei go to Indonesia, and then all this stuff. This country, they're not really English speaking country.
Yes, I'm surprised too.
But people speak English. Who is there? Not all students, but the majority.
Okay.
Because of these Asian countries, the majority of that time, 2007, it was the trip. The majority of it is expats want to train in this, and few locals,
Okay.
Like in Bangkok, for example, the majority of the people in that time was expat, and maybe 1/3 Thai, and even the Thai, half of the Thai speak English, and maybe half of the Thai don't speak English, or speak little English, and teaching English, learning English, developing the English. All the time I ask my students to feedback me.
In English.
Please, if I say something wrong in English,
tell me.
Correct me in the spot. Because we are shy to do that.
Yes,
I give the freedom, say I will be very grateful if you do that for me. And they start doing that. I was improving my English. And then one moment I go, was turn it off the CNN and understand everything. Don't miss one word.
Wow. CNN News?
Yeah. Because CNN is a famous TV channel, right? In English.
Yes.
And in the past, I remember that turn it off, I put in CNN and don't understand nothing. And then I go, and then boom, the whole day they put the CNN, I understand everything, whatever they talk about, if it's this health system, blah, 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 whatever. I was understanding. I say, okay, now I achieved my other goal, my other dream.
Oh.
You know.
Wow. Like how long did that one take? Did it take up to 5 years?
It's hard to say.
Oh, okay.
Because let's say I got my black belt in
31.
It was 91 or was 94, I think.
Maybe.
The black belt was 94, I think.
That is about 19 years ago. You got it at 31, right? That's 1 year old.
31 was 30 was the surgery. 31 was the black belt.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was about 19 years ago because you're 50 now.
Yeah.
So 50 minus 19, that's in 19. Oh, I think 2000 and something. 2001 or 1999 thereabouts.
94.
94.
Well, I got my black belt, no English, and then I don't know exactly when I started speaking English properly.
Aww.
You know, like I mean, my English is like a Braz English. It's a lot of accent.
I think you're great.
But
yes.
But I feel content what I got. You know, because I remember. Yes. You know, this podcast will be so long. I haven't started to tell.
Okay. Let's just talk about when he had his black belt and all of that. So we actually wrote it down, and he just talked about the UFC revolution.
Let me talk about the difference.
The UFC, yes, this one.
How the story of UFC. I try to be.
You can put that together. You've talked about BJJ demand around the world. No,
I put everything together in one.
Yes.
Let's start now.
That's that. Okay,
so let's talk about it. BJJ is not MMA. BJJ is not MMA. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is not mixed martial art. They are different things. But they have a lot of things in common, have similarities, and the history of them is connected.
Oh.
You know? So, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a sport that came from... a Japanese came to Brazil and teach one guy called Carlos Gracie.
Carlos Gracie.
He passed away already. He's a mentor of the Gracie family. You know? And he decided to teach this sport, this martial art, to the other members of the family, to the brothers and to the nephews and everything. So this is a sport of this family, you know. And this family is very popular among these martial art, you know, things. And in Brazil, they are very popular too. Everybody heard about this family. You know? So the style of martial art they develop is adapted from what they learned from the Japanese, you know, and they adapt by the method that they develop to training this, and they develop one thing they call Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, the Jiu-Jitsu from Gracie family, you know, right? And then it's very good, but they don't have a way to showcase this. So the way to popularize the sport was through challenges. So they go somewhere, they have a very tough guys, maybe close to the harbor, they have these guys that carry things very tough and say, hey look, did you accept to fight with this skinny guy here, and then if you want to make this money, say, yeah, of course, come on. You know, give me the money. No, I have to win first. And then they fight. Not something for the honor, you know, that you do something bad for my daughter, like that, something like that. Just for the fight, no, challenge for the fight. And the skinny guy beats the big guy.
Oh, wow.
Often. Using this like jiu-jitsu skills. And they do this all around the world. Some part of the family went to the United States and started doing that. The Grace challenge people to come and fight, and if you win, they'll take the money. And the life, this style won the fights easily, you know. And then one of the members of this family, together with some producers and people from TV, developed one event to make a cage and people fight inside the cage.
Oh my God.
And the people that was invited for this competition was for different martial arts. So have one guy from Sambo,
The Chinese
for
one.
sumo, sorry. Sumo, this very fat guy.
Sumo,
Have a guy from karate, one guy from this, kickboxing, different, and one guy from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that belong to this Grace family. No? And then when they have this competition, they fight many times during the night, and at the end have the one that win everybody. You know? And then this first competition, who won was a Brazilian guy from the Grace family.
From the Grace family.
Yeah, his name is Royce Gracie. You know, by the way, he's brother of my teacher. No?
Oh, he's your teacher that taught you the BJJ in Brazil, right?
Yeah, where I learned BJJ, the teacher that gave me the black belt called Royler Gracie.
Oh,
he belonged to the family. He belonged to the Grace family. He had many brothers. And this guy that was the champion of UFC #1, Royce Gracie, is his brother.
Okay.
And so he won the champion. At that time, this event happened in '93. And the crowd was in Dallas. Sorry, not Dallas. Was in Denver. Was in Denver, Colorado. The crowd on a place boo. Woo, woo.
Really?
Because the crowd...
For BJJ?
The boo that this skinny guy with this BJJ uniform win because they don't understand, because he won the fight with a choke or a joint lock. And who's far away looking this and never saw this type of fight, when the fight stopped and they lift his hand, he don't understand why. You know, because they are familiar with a punch in the face and kicks and some guy fall, poof. And then the guy that stand up win. They are familiar with this type of fight style. That's boxing, kickboxing, you know. And when these jiu-jitsu style, they don't understand the fight. Once the guy won, the people boo. But take a little while to people going to understand what's going on. What is joint locks? What's the choke? And the guy lost because he do that. If he do that, he's saying, stop now because my limit. This means like that. Stop now, that's my limit. When they do that, the guy that do this lost. And the guy that was applying the choke or joint lock win. And then the crowd was like, no, don't understand that time. Whose time they will understand.
Cool. Okay.
And the Brazilians, this guy, this Royce Gracie, the Brazilian guy, was winning the first, the second, the third, the fourth. They were winning a lot of them, you know.
Oh my gosh.
And
is it like they didn't have skills, or the BJJ has a very unique skill?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes, it's a very unique skill. Really, that is just to stay here in Rio de Janeiro. Even the other part of Brazil, people don't know even how.
Here is going to be a conclusion, and from a BJJ coach, a big coach for that matter, I would like him to talk about like why we should learn BJJ, and what are the advice as a coach you would like to give to most of us that would like to learn it. So you guys just stay tuned, okay? So Mr. Pedro, as a coach, you could please sum up this podcast and also advise us that do not have enough memory or like cognition about BJJ. What's your advice to some of us, and why should we learn BJJ?
The BJJ will bring a lot of benefits for life to anyone, from the small ones to the old ones, And like for me, I said this before. I don't know if being redundant, but for me, BJJ was something when I was a teenager. Was something that I was like around 30s, and was something that now that I'm 50. So along my journey with BJJ, the benefit, the benefits that benefit my life was changing. So from the teenager, the most important thing for teenager that the skills, the fight skills that the teenager developed, he gets so much confidence for him physically, you know.
Oh, wow.
So he get a real confidence, not really a fake one, not really only mental one. It's a real, because his ability to fight after half year training BJJ got a lot up. You know, he can solve some physical problem, like maybe a fight in a school or fight someone in a basketball court or whatever, in a much easier. He handled the situation, you know, and he feel it, because he learned how to defend himself from this situation, for that situation, how to apply a arm bar, how to apply a choke, how to defend the choke, how to escape from situation adversity. So this is like a you can touch how much confident a teenager gets
just by learning
this, you know, physically. In the teenagers, they are in an age that they have developed. They are kind of green. They are green fruit, ripe, you know, getting ripe. And then when they get these skills, they go more like a confident to the next, you know, the beginning of young adulthood, you know, and things like that. This is one of the biggest confidence, you know. But BJJ is not only that. BJJ is not only martial art, not only how to fight or how to solve the fight, you know. The BJJ, the aspect that it is, doesn't matter the age, that I believe is the biggest blessing of training this sport, is a capability that connect. All the time people say about it, it's a kind of even cliche, body and mind, right? But the BJJ is they call the body chess.
The body chess.
Because you need like a power, resistance, motor coordination, all the stuff related to the body, but you need a lot of things on the head to think in during the action, like to deal with the strategy, you know, follow the plan, to deal with the memory big time, because you have to remember movements that you learned a long time ago, and, you know. So this stuff is a very good connection, body and mind, and you know, so far I didn't explain like you know, I like to say, I told her, explain the way that even a grandma can understand what BJJ is.
Yes, that's true.
BJJ is something like that. It's a fight in between two people. Could be two girls, a girl and a man, or two men, or kids, or teenager, whatever. Two person. One person try to make another person give up. You know, give up from the fight. Right? So we'll find some way to make, okay, I give up. You know, it's like that. The way to give up, the universal language to give up is this.
This one, yeah, you talked about
you tap in your opponent, or you tap on the ground.
Ah, like this wrestling.
This exactly meaning any language. If you train in Japan, if you train in India, if you train in Brazil, if you train in Korea, everybody do that. And this means the same thing everywhere. This means
like I give up.
This means not I give up like that. Stop now, exactly now in this moment, because you're going to hurt me.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Wow.
And then the fight is very tense. When someone do that, both of them take the tension away right away, you know? Both. Because when the moment of give up, the tension go away. When the tension go away, it's safe for against the neck or against the joint lock, or against the lock, the joint, anything. And this method become very safe. Então you go fight very tense. When I'm getting bad, going to get hurt, my opponent go to
okay.
You go, and then the leverage that is applying, or in a joint, or in my neck, going to release right away. And this is going to create like a very trustworthy environment among the training partners.
Okay.
Because if I give up and you don't stop to squeeze my neck, I'm going to pass out.
Oh my God!
I go faint. You know what I'm saying? So, but then this stuff creates a camaraderie in the mat where you are training with others. You know, this kind of a complicity that as soon you give up, they're going to stop. You know, this creates this kind of environment. and this is a good create a good atmosphere on a gym while you are training. You know.
Okay, that's amazing. So BJJ, it's sounding a bit like wrestling, but it's not really
Yes,
wrestling.
yeah, exactly. Wrestling, BJJ, and judo, they're very similar.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
they have a lot of similarity.
I get
And now I'll explain quickly the difference. You know,
Okay.
judo and BJJ is even more similar because they use the same uniform.
Oh.
You know.
Okay.
Okay. So the objective for judo is like that. The fight starts standing, and who apply the throw with a perfection first win. So if you do a perfect throw and the guy fall, stop, win. It's like a knockout in boxing. You know, knockout Mike Tyson hit and people fall. The knockout in judo is like that, a perfect throw. If the perfect throw, finish, the guy win. Who applied the throw win.
I see.
If you not to be a perfect throw, you know, maybe keep going a little bit and then stop, start standing again. So the objective is focus a lot on the throws, right?
Okay. Okay.
Jiu-Jitsu same. Start standing with a uniform and start like that, one try throw each other. But judo have a lot of limitations, like rules. You cannot do this, you cannot do that. Jiu-Jitsu can do anything that you want, whatever thing that you want. Yeah.
Wow.
Not punch and kicks.
Okay.
No? Then you start here, and then what happens most of the time in judo, one player step in the other player and sit, and it'll be one guy on the top, one guy on the top, in the bottom, and then the fight start like that, keep like that. Or if this guy here apply a throw very perfect and poof, doesn't matter. They get a little points from the throw, and the fight keep going. Because the objective for BJJ is you make your opponent give up. Doesn't matter if you do 10 throws perfect, boom, 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 you make the points for the throw. But if the other guy that received 10 throws catch you in a joint lock and you tap, he won.
Oh,
you understand?
Wow.
So the jiu-jitsu is like a judo without rules. I mean, have some rules, don't take to punch,
But
this, don't that, but not really limitations, you know.
Wow.
And the fight don't stop. It start have a time limit, but during this time limit, the fight don't stop because of fall or something. Keep going until someone make another one give up. Okay? If it don't happen to make someone make other one give up,
you keep going.
Stop because of time limit, and then who make more points will be the winner. But the objective of the fight is make one guy make another give up. If this, let's say that this fighter A against fighter B, fighter A make many points, 50 points, whatever, and this fighter B at the end make this guy give up, the guy that make give up will be the winner. Doesn't matter the points. You understand?
Wow.
So judo and jiu-jitsu similar. They're not the same thing, but similar. And the method to training is different. You know? Judo focus a lot on the throws, you know, and BJJ focus a lot on the action on the ground. When they are on the ground already struggling each other like that, like, you know.
Okay, you guys, I will definitely put a lot of pictures because, you know, when we just talking, because I am also not familiar with a lot of things he's saying, but when I see the pictures and then put what he had just said in the pictures, I would definitely understand. So maybe when I'm editing this video, I'm just gonna like put lots of videos and pictures, if I have videos, sure, but pictures of him, his teammates, and also all the things he's talking about. I'm just gonna put the pictures on the video so we can understand very well. All right, thank you so much. So judo, you said BJJ and judo is very similar, but judo has more rules than BJJ. And BJJ, you have to make someone quit, like give up.
Yeah,
that's
this is the key point.
That is more intense and scary. What about what advice do you have to like maybe few people that will be like, oh, I don't like to fight. I don't, because I love when you mentioned about
okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The process to learn this fight system is gradual. You know, You have people that were thinking about if you go or not go to the gym. It's like that. You are not fight. You pass like a more or less 1 month without fight. You just go to the gym, learning how to do this thing, learn how to do that thing, learn how to do this. Don't escape for something. Not really fight. Don't have nobody squeezing your neck or try to twist your arm. Nothing like that.
Okay, that's nice.
You go in a way learning that and we are not really push you to fight. We will push you to don't fight. But to be a moment that during these months, learning this, learning that, that you're very pumped to see other friends like a fight and you want to fight too. It's up to you when you're going to fight. Nobody going to push you inside the fight action. When you are going to learn things, watching a lot of people fighting, watching people losing, people winning, people give up, people, you are seeing. You feel the vibe, the camaraderie in the match. You start like getting friendship because in 1 month you're meeting often. You become friends with people that have more experience already.
That's true.
And then you trust them. And then when you decide fighting, you're going to fighting with a guy that you have more
trust with.
You like more this person. Say, hey, my first time. Can you go a little bit with me? And then they go a little bit with you, and they know that your first fight. Nobody wanna be the king of the jungle over the guy that start fighting now. So this myth that they go there and they be his ass kicked and then you come back home like these are not happen.
Okay.
It's the other way around.
It's nice to clear the air.
Yeah, it's the other way around. We push the people to don't fight. They learn, watch. He cannot wait anymore. No, I want. You really want? I want. So you let him play a little bit, with a guy that has more experience, that will be careful, look after him, It's a very safe environment. It's like a no risk.
Okay.
We have a saying that who have a risk is who is training with the beginner. Because the beginner is a little bit uncoordinated and overpower everything. So the beginner hurt the guys with more experience, not the other way around.
Okay.
So have a zero risk for beginners when they go to the gym during the learning process to be beaten or ass kicked or something. It's a myth.
It's a myth. I like the fact you ended with a myth. Okay, so you guys, because of time, I feel like we have some points we haven't talked about, but maybe another day, because of time, we'll definitely invite Mr. Pedro. So if you want him to come again to explain more about BJJ, I would leave his contact in the description box. I will definitely post it on WeChat. I will post it on YouTube as well, and maybe Instagram. And also I'll leave his contact there. You can contact him. He's currently here in China, City, and he would definitely explain to you more about BJJ, and he could also be your coach. Thank you so much. Do you have like a last word for the people watching you right now?
The people right now? Well, I have the last word like that. I say this to Jane, and I want to say this to the audience directly. So I came here with first of all because I want to meet her personally, that we are in touch online and stuff, and I was watching her podcast and the interviews, other people, very interesting people, very nice people. And I have this desire to be in a podcast. I say, come on, Jane, invite me. I want to be there too.
Thanks for coming, by the way.
But one thing that I told her, I will not touch here so far about it, is because, she said a lot about this is my passion. It's true. This is my passion. He got
passion, you guys. He got passion.
Teaching this stuff is my passion. I'm teaching around the world, and now I'm teaching here in Jinan. And I'm not really how can I say that? Well, I wanna see you out there in this expat community. Probably there is the audience of Jenny, probably, that have some guys that maybe they are kind of not really is missing something in their life, you know, and if they want to have some health habit, learning something new, and maybe be bited with this blue fly that bited me for the passion of this sport. Maybe it's the thing of your life. Maybe this thing can sincerely can change your life. And one thing that we didn't talk now is like that. If it was bad, this sport, there were not so many celebrities doing in Hollywood, like Demi Lovato and all these actors that I don't remember the name.
Wow.
You know, have so many, you know. But the new one, the new like guy that into the BJJ now, I think he's like over 40 when he started.
Wow.
He's like a Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. Oh.
He's one of the most richest person in the world, right? The owner of Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp.
Wow.
So the guy they fell in love with the sport, the BJJ. They have videos of him in his Twitter. I don't know. It's his social media. He training. He doing another day. He compete in this sport. You know. Now another day I not really follow much the media over the sport. I focus more in what I have to teach my students. And you know, try to be here, not spend much time in work. But another day I was seeing, was reading some news, and then have this kind of a buzz in between, like a Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, the guy from Tesla. They kind of trying to promote fight each other, a fight of the billionaires.
A challenge.
A challenge, you know.
More like,
kind of like, if this sport was like a nothing or more or less, or you know, they're not to be these people not be
That's
doing.
True.
You know?
That's true. That's true. It's a very interesting sport, you guys.
And like a, you know, they grow in China. Many cities now. They had a seminar the last Saturday. A lot of community from cities around Jinan came to the seminar because I was teaching a seminar together with my former students for 2008, 2009. They became very famous. You know,
wow.
They fought in a UFC league and they become very famous. So they come attract the people that are in the sport. But now having Jinan here option, you know, so have a try, give a try, you know, and give a try, get in touch, visit the gym. Nobody going to bite you. Nobody going to steal your WeChat Pay.
We get it.
Okay, come, have a try. Maybe you like it, and maybe this will change your life. These are my invitation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pedro.
To the whole expat community, you know.
Okay, thank you so much, you guys, for listening and for watching. And like I said, I'm gonna leave all his maybe WeChat, no, not WeChat ID, maybe Instagram, and also his email.
Instagram I don't have access, but my WeChat. Instagram don't have
Right now, his Instagram is on break. Okay, he's taking a break on Instagram, so I'm gonna leave his email, maybe his WeChat ID, and also if you want to get in touch with him, you can email him to get his direct contact. Okay, you guys, thank you so much, and sorry for the long time. We had a lot of things to say. All right, thank you so much, and gracias. Bye. What is bye again?